Dawn breaks over the Amazon, a sea of green islands rising from the mist, where the air itself feels alive. We descend into the lungs of the planet, through layers of leaves and light, down to the shadowed arena of the forest floor. Here, silence is heavy. Dust motes dance in the first light, a deceptive peace before the daily struggle begins. A shadow moves, the ocelot, a tapestry of rosettes and gold, painted by evolution to vanish in the dappled light. Every step is a calculated risk. Paws play silently on the litter. This is the art of the silent stalk. Above, the canopy wakes up. Squirrel monkeys groom and chirp, unaware that death is watching from below. Vertical pupils constrict, physics calculations in a feline brain, measuring the leap to the millimeter. An agouti freezes, a master of paranoia. It senses danger, but cannot see the threat focused elsewhere. The ocelot ignores the rodent. He wants the monkey. Gravity is defied as he scales the vine with hooked claws. Through the leaves, a silhouette. The target is acquired against the bright sky. A sentinel spots the shadow. The alarm call pierces the air. The element of surprise is gone. Launch, a blur of gold spots exploding from the green. Chaos in the branches. The prey scatters. Claws grip bark, but the prize is just out of reach. A leap of faith. Jaws snap on empty air. A game of inches where failure means hunger. He balances, watching the meal disappear. In the jungle, energy spent without reward is a dangerous loss. He descends. A shake of the fur resets the mindset. The hunter becomes the prowler once again. The agouti wastes no time, sprinting away while the cat is distracted, vanishing into the safety of the dark. Safe in the log, a heart beats like a drum. Survival is often just a matter of timing. The ocelot marks his tree, a scent signal to others. I am still here, this is still mine. He fades into the ferns. The floor returns to its anxious quiet, waiting for the next player. In the drier forest, the light turns golden. A red brocket deer grazes, nervous and alert. From the shadows, a ghost appears. The puma solid tawny fur, blending perfectly with the clay earth. Muscles roll like liquid under the skin. A machine built for silent power and sudden violence. A leaf falls. The deer freezes. In this world, silence is heavy with threat. Belly to the ground, the puma crawls. A low-profile missile locking onto the neck. Absolute attention to detail. Stepping over twigs, placing pads on moss. Silence is survival. The wind shifts, a fatal change. The scent of predator drifts to the prey. Detected, the stealth phase is over. Hind legs tense, claws dig in for the launch. Explosion, a burst of tawny speed. The deer bolts, a reflex of pure terror. The chase is on, blurring ferns, zigzagging through the obstacles to break the line of sight. The puma vaults, a graceful arc over the log. Momentum is maintained. The gap is closing. The deer dives into thorns, a desperate gamble. Pain is better than death. The cat stops. The barrier is too dense for his size. Frustration snarls in his throat. He pants, whiskers twitching. 8 out of 10 hunts end in failure. This is the reality of the apex. The deer stands, trembling, foam on its mouth. It has bought another day of life. Defeated, the puma turns to drink. A solitary figure reflected in the water, powerful but empty-handed. Beneath his paws, ants march. The micro-world continues, indifferent to the drama of the giants. A butterfly flashes blue. The forest resets. The stage is cleared for the next act. In the swamp, strange sounds echo. Not birds, but squeaks and yaps. The camera pans low, hinting at a pack arrival. Bush dogs, the ghosts of the rainforest, moving in single file, low and fast. The alpha male, bear-like snout, intense eyes. He sniffs the air, tail wagging with nervous energy. The pack gathers, chirping like birds, coordinating a lethal plan. The target, peccary. Wild pigs armed with sharp tusks and bad tempers. A formidable opponent. Encirclement, the dogs split up, flanking the herd to cut off the escape. Strategic intelligence at work. A twig snaps, the pig grunts, mohawk bristling, teeth click a warning. The ambush is blown. Attack, the pack rushes in from all sides. A chaos of barking and squealing. The defensive circle forms. A dance of death, nip and retreat, dodging the razor-sharp tusks with inches to spare. Panic breaks the line. A young pig bolts for the river, the mistake the pack was waiting for. High-speed pursuit. The short-legged dogs are relentless, weaving through the undergrowth. The pig hits the water, hoping to swim to safety against the current. But bush dogs have a secret. Webbed toes. They dive in without hesitation. Underwater, they attack from below, nipping at the soft belly, dragging the prey down. The water turns red. The pack works together to haul the heavy prize back to shore. On the mud, they feed, voracious and communal. No hierarchy here, just shared survival. Sated, they grew. Ferocity replaced by tenderness. A pile of puppies get sleeping in the mud. Vultures circle above, the signal that the table is set for the scavengers. On the floor, a giant anteater walks, ignoring the noise, trusting his own armor. A termite mound stands tall. The shadow falls. High noon heat. Steam rises. The stage is set for the heavyweights. Claws like steel hooks. 4 inches of curved bone, designed to rip concrete hard mud. The tongue flicks. Lightning speed, lapping up termites deep within the fortress. A bizarre silhouette, walking on knuckles to protect the weapons on his hands. Amber eyes, watch. A massive male jaguar, heavier and stronger than the puma, the true king. He steps out, gold and rosettes, walking with the arrogance of an apex predator. The anteater stands, the tripod stands, arms spread wide in a deadly hug. The standoff, the jaguar circles, the anteater pivots, keeping the hooks aimed at the cat's chest. A feint, a swipe. The sound of claws cutting air forces the jaguar back. Calculation. 1 scratch can disembowel. Is the meal worth the risk? He snarls, exposing the strongest bite in the cat world. Intimidation meets stoic defense. Tension breaks. The cat turns away. Avoiding injury is the key to longevity. The anteater drops down. Shaking his shaggy coat, he gallops away to find a safer mound. The jaguar moves on. Frustrated, he heads for the river. Muddy banks and twisted roots, the river is his primary hunting ground. Capybaras rest on the sand. The Amazonian Big Mac, relaxed, unaware the king is coming. He enters the water, swimming silently, mimicking a crocodile. He loves the water. Paws act as paddles, moving fast against the current. A bark of warning, the herd scrambles, but he is already there. River strike, leaping from the shallows. The bite pierces the skull instantly. Lights out. Raw strength. He drags 50 kilograms up the slippery mud without a struggle. Panting beside the prize, flies gather on the open eyes. He licks blood from his whiskers, alert. He knows he is vulnerable when eating. Black vultures land, hunched omens waiting in the trees. The king vulture arrives, a riot of color dominating the scavengers. Feeding begins, crunching cartilage, swallowing huge chunks before the competition arrives. A black caiman approaches, attracted by the blood, eyeing the kill. The jaguar growls. Eye contact is made. The reptile backs down, respecting the cat's aggression. Too much attention, he drags the carcass deeper into the bush to hide it. Late afternoon, the golden hour. He grooms his paws, satisfied. He stops, rigid. A scent on the breeze disturbs him more than any caiman. He walks to the boundary tree, sniffing intently. Fresh claw marks, higher than his own. An intruder has been here, an act of war. Flemin responds, analyzing the scent, the grimace of recognition. Outrage, he overmarks the scent violently, reclaiming his border. He vocalizes. The sawing call echoes for miles. A challenge to the usurper. Silence, then a response. The challenger is still nearby. He abandons the kill. Territory is worth more than food. He moves to intercept. The intruder appears, battle-scarred, confident, looking for a fight. They move towards each other. The tension builds as the forest darkens. Visual contact. They lock eyes across the clearing. The Battle of Kings is imminent. 10 meters apart, ears flattened. A deep rumble vibrates the ground. The intruder turns sideways, the lateral display showing maximum size. Tail twitching with rage. Pause, dig in. The air is thick with testosterone. Psychological warfare. Charge, the resident launches. The intruder rears up to meet the assault. Impact, 200 kilograms collide. A blur of fur and biting jaws. Claws rake shoulders. Red marks appear on golden fur. Saliva flies in the mayhem. They tumble into thorns. Screams and snarls silence the forest. Pinned down, jaws snap inches from the throat. Powerful kicks try to disembowel. They break apart, chests heaving, both bleeding, circling for the next round. The intruder hesitates. He realizes the resident is stronger. He backs away slowly. One last lunge. The intruder turns and flees. He has ceded the territory. The resident stops, standing tall. A victorious roar echoes triumphantly. He licks his wounds. The pain sets in, but the land is safe. Twilight, the blue hour. The day hunters retire, and the night terrors awaken. A wandering spider emerges, highly venomous, ready for the night shift. A poisoned dart frog scrambles for a bed, racing against the darkness. An armadillo trots noisily, oblivious to the insect drama beneath its feet. The moon rises. Cold silver light brings the mist. A potu bird, a ghost on a branch, snatches a beetle from the air. By the stream, a new predator enters the scene. Night in the Amazon. The canopy is bathed in moonlight, the floor in pitch black. Enormous eyes open, the margate miniature ocelot built for the tree. It climbs headfirst down the trunk, ankles rotating 180 degrees, an acrobat of the dark. A kinkajou laps nectar, relaxed, focused on the sweet tree. The margay spots it, flattening against the bark, invisible in the dappled light. A phantom leap across the gap, landing silently on the praise branch. The kinkajou drops. A high-speed arboreal chase begins. Running on twigs, a dizzying pursuit where gravity is the enemy. The prey vanishes into bromeliads. A paw reaches in, but the grip is locked. On the floor, total darkness. A fer-de-lance coils, waiting for days for a single meal. Heat pits scan the night. Motionless death. A spiny rat glows like a beacon in thermal vision. Ambush. Strike faster than a blink. Hemotoxic venom injected. He waits. He tastes the scent of the dying prey. The venom does the work. Following the trail, he finds the rat lifeless. The jaw unhinges, swallowing headfirst, scales stretching over the meal. The resident jaguar rests by the stream, cooling his battle wounds. He stands, still hungry, night vision active. He resumes the patrol. A Goliath bodiator sits at its burrow, the size of a dinner plate. A mouse opossum passes too close. Brute force, no web needed. Fangs pin the prey down. At the riverbank, a massive shape breaks the surface. The South American tapir. A trunk-like nose wiggle. A prehistoric beast sniffing for leaves. It steps into the cane grass, the tank of the forest sinking in the mud. The jaguar hears the footsteps. High risk, high reward. A meal for a week. He crouches, slow and calculated. The tapir is nearly blind, but its nose is sharp. Crunching leaves mask his approach. 5 meters away. Ambush. Exploding from cover, he leaps onto the back. The tapir squeals. It bolts, crashing blindly through thorns as a battering ram. The rodeo, holding on for life. Branches whip his face. The neck skin is too thick to bite through. Instinctively, the tapir heads for the river, sliding down the bank, taking the cat with it. Splashdown, underwater chaos. The tapir walks on the bottom. The jaguar, needing air, releases his grip. The tapir swims away into the deep. Its thick skin saved it. The strategy worked. The jaguar surfaces, gasping, soaked and exhausted, defeated by the tank. He shakes off the water, annoyed but uninjured. Mist rolls in. Every meal in the jungle is earned with blood and sweat. The moon sets. The blue hour. The shift change begins. A black howler roars, waking the valley. Sunlight burns the mist. God rays pierce the foliage. High in the ceiba tree, the harpy eagle sits. Grey feathers, black eyes, a crown of kings. Vision 8 times sharper than ours, scanning for movement below. Red howlers feed noisily. A young one plays, exposed. Launch, silent flight. Wings half folded, maneuvering like a missile. Too late, the alarm call roars. The troop drops. Strike. Talons snatch the monkey from the air, heavy and decisive. He flies back heavy, deep wing beats lifting the prize. On the floor, the ocelot returns, carrying a lizard to her den. A tiny kitten stumbles out, blue eyes greeting the mother. Pouncing practice, honing the killer instinct from infancy. Grooming, a moment of peace in the battleground. Army ants march, the cleanup crew clearing the floor. A dung beetle struggles, persistence against gravity. The river meanders. These dramas are tiny specks in the vast system. An iguana dives. Life continues. The resident jaguar sleeps on his rock. He has survived the intruder and the hunt. Ears twitch in sleep. The king never fully relaxes. Clouds build, humidity rises. The cycle of rain returns to reset the ball. A morpher guides the eye. Darkness falls at noon. Wind flips the leaves. The smell of rain. Deluge, a deafening roar of vertical water. Bush dogs huddle, watching the curtain of water from their log. The jaguar sits in the rain, stoic, unbothered. A tapir closes its eyes, relief from insects and heat. It stops, steam rises. An ethereal mist covers the ground. Sunlight breaks through. A single droplet holds the world. The survivors are ready. Ocelot, puma, bush dog, anteater. The jaguar stands, burning orange in the sunset. He roars, claiming the night. We pull back. He becomes a golden speck in the green ocean. The river reflects the fire, the lifeline of the continent. Stars appear. The battleground never truly sleeps. The shift just changes.